Welcome to Commerce class. Today's topic, we are going to see what do you mean by the term commerce. Let us see what is the definition according to Evelyn Thomas. He says that commercial operations deal with the buying and selling of goods, the exchange of commodities, and the contribution of finished product. He says that commerce is concerned with dealing in the buying and selling of goods. So you should buy for the purpose of selling. So you have to deal in the buying and selling of the goods. And exchange of commodities. Commodities should exchange from the buyer to the seller. And this should contribute to the finished product. So the product should be a complete product that is required for the consumer, and this buying and selling and exchanging of the goods, that you call it as a commerce according to Evelyn Thomas. So let us see what are the main characteristics of commerce. Commerce involves economic activity, exchanging of goods and service. The motive should be profit, transaction should be regular, and utilities, that is a creation, utilities should be created, and finally it should be a part of business. These are what is explained as a characteristics of commerce. Let us see one by one. First one, economic activity. The activity should aim at buying and selling them of goods, and it should be an economic activity, not an non-economic activity. We've already seen this activity divided to two, that is economic and non-economic activity. So the activity involved in commerce should be an economic activity, and the aim should be to sell at a profit. Next, it should exchange. Goods and service must be exchanged. So one of the characteristics of commerce is that goods and service should be exchanged for profit, and they should be produced for the purpose of resale to the consumer. So you purchase the good for the purpose of selling to the consumers. Next, the main aim of commerce should be to make profit, earn profit. So profit motive must be there. Okay, then the transaction should be regularly you should involve in the activity of economic activity, and it should be in the form of exchanging goods, distribution or promotion of goods on regular basis. So another characteristics of commerce is that the transaction should be regular. Next, creation of utilities. Okay, importance or usefulness. So commerce creates place and time utility, because consumers are scattered throughout the country and they require at particular time. So creation of utility is there, and that want is overcome by transportation from the place of production to the place of consumption. So commerce create utilities. Next, it should be a part of business. Commerce is a part of business. So these are the characteristics of commerce. Economic activity should be there. Goods and service should be exchanged. The motive should be profit. Transaction must be regular. It creates utility, and it should be a part of commerce. Okay, so this is what is explained as commerce by Evelyn Thomas. Commercial operation deal with the buying and selling of goods, the exchange of commodities, and the contribution of finished goods. This is the definition of commerce, and we saw the characteristics of commerce. Now, we go on to say, what do you mean by the term trade? Now, the term trade refers to buying and selling. So, when you buy and you sell, then that particular act is called as a trade. So, this buying and selling can be within the nation or crossing the nation. So, that is why it is classified into different headings. Okay, it can be an internal trade or it can be an external trade. And if it is internal trade, it can be a wholesale trade or retail trade. So trade is a part of commerce. Here trade refers to buying and selling. Buying and selling can be classified as internal trade or external trade. Internal trade means within the country. External is outside the country. So internal trade is once again classified into wholesale trade or retail trade. Now let us see what are the auxiliaries to trade. Auxiliaries means For trading, you need to have some help. So that helps you in the smooth flow of goods and services. That is what you call it as auxiliaries to trade. So they are categorized under 5 headings. One is transportation, second one is banking and finance, third warehouse, third insurance, fourth warehousing, and finally it is the advertisement. All these are the services which help in the smooth flow of goods from the producer to the hands of consumer. So you call them as auxiliaries to trade. Okay. First one, transportation. Here, the goods are demanded in different places, but the production takes place at one particular place. So the consumers are scattered. So the goods have to transport to the place of consumption. So transportation comes to that help. Okay. So goods has been sent to different places where they are in demanded. The medium which moves men and material from one place to another is called transport. Second one is banking and finance. Now, without finance, it is not possible to run the business at all. We need money for various activities, maybe to buy the asset or to buy the raw material or to meet lot of expenses to run the business. So, if we do not have that much amount, a sufficient fund in hand, then the bank comes to our aid. Okay, so the problem of finance is overcome with the help of banks. Next, insurance. Now, business involves various types of risk. It can be in the fact production center, or it can be when the finished goods are moving towards the market, or it can be with regard to price structure. They meet different type of risk. It can be risk in the form of fire, theft, or otherwise from different sources. Now, they need to be protected. So, from risk or accident or occupational hazards. So who gives them the protection? It is the insurance which provides them the protection in different cases. Okay, so insurance comes to their help. So you call this as one of the auxiliaries to trade. Next one, what we see is warehousing. Now, the goods that are produced are not sold immediately. They can be brought to the market only when it is demanded. So, until then it has to be kept in a very safe place. The quality must not change. It should not deteriorate. It should not lose its weight. So, special arrangements are made for storing the goods. So, such a place only you call them as a warehouse. So, warehousing helps the business firm to overcome the problem of storage and facilitate the availability of goods when needed, because when needed you cannot supply the goods to the market. So you have to well in advance produce the goods, store it under your custody, and then release it to the market when it is demanded. So when it is stored, you need a safe place. So the service of warehousing comes to their aid. Finally, advertisement. Now, there are customers or there are traders who do not know that such a product is available in the market at all, and they do not know about the quality, price, or they do not know about the usage. So such information must reach the hands of the consumers, and for that reason you need to advertise about the product. So advertising agencies are through advertisement, the customers come to know about the various product available in the market at competitive price and about the services. Okay, so information must reach them. So through advertising, the information reaches the consumers. So these are the different types of auxiliaries to trade that we saw, and they come under trade. Okay, they help in trade. So that is why we say that it is a part of commerce. Trade is also a part of commerce. It is transportation, banking and finance, insurance, warehousing and advertisement. Now let us see a small difference, quick glance, difference between industry, commerce, trade. What is the difference between industry? What is it, commerce, trade? Now here industry means it is involved in production, extraction, converting or processing a product. That is called industry. But commerce is involved with distributing the goods and services produced one another. They are distributing, and trade refers to merely buying and selling the goods or service. Purchase and sale. You buy and you sell. It can be goods or service. Now this is the main difference between industry, commerce and trade. Okay, scope. What is the scope here? Here it consists of all activities. All activity means converting the raw material to semi-finished or finished product. The main scope is making it into a product. Now here it is providing them the help to do the activity of industry. So comprises trade and auxiliaries to trade. So giving them the support of warehousing, transporting, financing, all that is called, all that is the main scope for commerce. Trade means here comprising exchanging of goods and services only. So the main scope, main idea is goods must exchange hands. That's all. So, okay. Next, capital involved. In industry, a large amount of capital is required to start an industry and to run an industry. Here in commerce, the capital requirement is very less. Okay, comparatively it is less. Here capital is required to maintain the stock and to grant credit. So you have to, because it involves buying and selling, so you need to maintain the stock and you need capital to hold your stock and to give credit to the customers. Risk involvement. In industry, it involves huge risk. They face risk from all four sides. Here the risk here is relatively less, you can say, involved here. When compared to these two, relative less risk is involved. Okay, side. It represents supply side of goods and services. Here it represents demand side of goods and services. Here trade refers to both supply and demand side of goods and services. Here creating the utilities. Here form utility by changing the form or shape of material. So because you put the raw material into the industry, after various process you get the product. So it is form utility. The form changes from raw material to the final product. Here place utility is created because goods move from the producer to the consumers. And here finally it is a possession utility. Possession, you have to exchange goods from the producer to the consumer. So the possession changes from the producer to the consumer. So the possession utility. Here it is a form utility in industry, commerce it is a place utility, and finally it is a possession utility in trade. So these are the differences between industry, commerce and trade. Now I hope you are clear to differentiate what is an industry, what is commerce and what is trade. Okay, so go through this, read it many times, and I'm sure link it with practical application in life. It becomes easy for you. Thank you, children.